Hello, everybody. In this video, I'm going to talk about, well, this is my journey for choosing a TV. Now, keep in mind, I usually don't watch TV at all, but lately I decided that I want to do it, and both for gaming and movies. And when I talk about gaming, most of the time I'm going to play on a small display, but some games that can be more immersive played on a large display, I want to play them on the large display. And by that I mean 55 inch. All right, so the reason, by the way, for 55 is because the place I'm going to put it, I'm going to be at about 4.9 foot from the TV, 1.5 meters. And this is the place I decided to put it. I'm going to spend lots of time there. So it's a small space for for playing games that I really want to play on a large display, and also watching movies, TV series, and so on. So because of that, generally speaking, it's better for me to have the option to get closer. Like if I go with 55, like getting 65, for example, which by the way, I tried and it was too much for me when I was at the distance at the store, and not being able to go back. So if it's 55, I want to get closer, I can move the couch closer and I can consider the media, the different media. Depends if I'm watching movies or playing games. Maybe with games, I want to get closer. I mean, I just did something like seeing the distance that I'm actually from the 23 inches of my computer display and try to kind of imagine that more or less based on other recommendations as well, and of course based on my actual experience in the store. So again, this is why I went with 55 and not 65. And the other thing you need to see here is that the only one this is actually 50 is the Samsung QN90C, and I'm going to explain more about why it's like that. So I'm going to go over all of them. I'm going to mention things. Of course, you can correct me, by the way, if I had zero experience with TVs until like a week ago. All right. So I'm happy to all suggestions, comments, correct me, suggest. Everything is open here. And again, don't take everything here to be very accurate. Try my best to make it accurate, but some things might differ different or be approximate or not be accurate at all. So Samsung S90C, this again the only OLED, QD OLED subtype, and again I really like the extra brightness of this one compared to other OLEDs that I've seen. Again, some information also is missing, keep this in mind, and I'm going to fill it up as I go. For 144 refresh rate, 1500 peak brightness needs. This is peak brightness. Again, estimation. Support FreeSync, Premium, MG Sync, itself lit. So again, dim exams are not relative here. I didn't really find lots of negatives that kind of highlighted this is not good for me, or something that you completely remove it out of the picture. I mean, I really want to have Google TV, by the way, because I really like VUI. It's not a must, by the way. I won't, for example, sacrifice that for image quality. Eventually, I will watch TV or play a game. And no, of course, it's going to be maybe easier using Google TV and some other things you can actually mark and to be available for Google TV for you, or some other things that make it more enjoyable, but it won't actually a must. It's important, but it's not a must. So perfect blacks, which of course is expected for OLED, superb reflection handling, incredibly bright picture, and superb response time, which is great, of course, for gaming. So it seems incredible for both gaming, gaming and movies. The other thing is regarding suspectable burning. I think modern, from what I've read, modern. I mean, people do report them, but for modern OLEDs, this is especially if you are not using it in a manner that can cause it, like watching lots of static images. The chances that for it to appear is very low. This is not something that will make me not buy the TV. All right, so yeah, I was thinking that, all right, if I'm going to use a mixed use, lots of PC, I don't see it like that, so it's not really an issue. I marked it, but it's not something that will make me not buy the TV. Or some see it as a problem, some see lots of people posting issues about it. The warranty that I asked don't cover any burning, so I thought, all right, if it will happen, it's going to be a problem. If you invest in a TV, and then the chances for it to be there are very low. Now, this TV is the second on my list. The first one, you can see the rating here. I'm going to explain why. The first one is the Samsung QN90C. Now, I've wanted the QN90B, and the reason for that because all of them uses VA side panel, whether this one only the 43 and 50 use VA, whether all the other ones use, from what I've read, ADS IPS. And this is not what I want, although I heard that it's actually very good as well, and ratings actually check the IPS version, I think, because people told me that they check on the 65 version, and they reported really good results. So it's not like going to be a big issue, but I prefer the VA. And the fact that if I go to 50, I'm sure to get a VA, from what I've again heard, a VA panel. And it actually might be even a better size for the distance. It also has 120 max refresh rate. This I really highlighted 2000 nits peak brightness, which is crazy. Very, very good. Very good, but it's very important if you're watching in a well-lit environment. For me, by the way, I'm not going to watch in a very well-lit environment. I actually prefer watching in a dim light. So again, it's not really that, for me, something that is super important, but it's really nice to have. Other thing is, again, also very good if you're watching again in dim, in available, in daylight, or if you have some reflective like lights or window. I don't have any of these, but still it's a nice to have. If you have, for example, you are going to play in a well-lit environment, this is important. FreeSync Premium Pro G-Sync compatible based on reports from what I've read, although it's not officially stated. In terms of dimming zone, based on Best Buy, what I've read, question and answers, it has 504, which is for the 65. I couldn't get for the 55, which I guess is going to be less. I don't know the number. What I've read, not sturdy enough. Stand, Tizen is not Google TV. I hope I pronounced it right. Slow local dimming, for what I've read. I don't know if it's going to be an issue, but I marked it. Might be a problem with fast content, again, especially in games. So this is why I kind of highlighted it. Noticeable stutter and slow panning shots. Reduced brightness compared to larger reduced brightness. Yeah, maybe this week because it's at 50 and the other ones can be even brighter. But again, it's not like it's going to be not that bright. So I really don't know if the 2000 nits are actually, I mean, I searched for it, I think it's 2000 nits. Nonetheless, it's not an issue for me. Minor blooming, especially in dark scene with bright objects. Stutter at 24p, but great performance at 60p. This is based on ratings.com. Not an issue for me. I'm going to watch a lot of, if at all, 24p videos. This is one of the most praised LED display, especially if again it's a VA. I think I made a mistake here. Yeah, I think it's 144. I think because it's the smaller one. Yeah, so this is, I think it should be 144. Anyway, correct if I got it wrong. I think this is the other one's a 120. I think this is 144. Actually, I'm gonna correct it right now, but I'm gonna mark it for checking later on. It's a VF fold panel, and by the way, some of the terms I wrote here. Fold using individually controllable LEDs for better contrast and HDR LCD panels spread the uniformly across the entire panel. This is because the AI wrote it instead of the parameter of the display. Anyway, some other things that I wrote here in order to understand, because I didn't understand anything about these technologies at all. Completely judder free from all sources, including 4P, rated 10 on ratings.com. This is very good, fantastic input lag in gaming mode, which is also very important. Actually, not only is it very important if you play competitive games, yes, maybe I will, I don't know. And keep in mind, I also want something future-proof as well. For example, this is why I wanted more than 120, when there maybe the PlayStation 6 comes and so on. If I'm going to replace the TV, I don't know. So it will be future-proof as well. So, yeah, this is overall like my first pick so far. I read lots of good things about it, especially if you take the VA panel, which if I'm going to take it, I'm going to take the 50 inch. Again, if you have anything to correct me or add, let me know in the comment section below. Next one is Hisense U8H, which But it has quite a problems that made me really not sure whether to get it or not. It's kind of out of the, can even put 6. Put it out because again, basically from what I've read, it uses 8-bit. Again, something that probably I won't notice. Some people reported red ghosting. This is, especially with brown orange, from what I've read. Bad upscaling performance. Image grading viewing from the side is not an issue for me in general. I'm just telling you because most of the time I'm going to sit in front of the TV. Bad motion performance based on users. This is not good. Although they're very good, deep blacks and black uniformity, it has Google TV, exceptionally bright in SDR and HDR, excellent reflection and the length. So overall, really good stuff. But based on what I've read so far, I kind of dropped it. And if I'm gonna go, it's gonna go with what's in my third place is the Hisense U8K. So again, ULED 55-inch VA panel, 144, 2000 nits as well, great. FreeSync Premium and G-Sync certified. The 55 is 672, which is very impressive number for dimming zones. There are some differences between the US and EU version. This is why it confused me. This is why some of the things maybe I said might be different. So it's important to kind of check things out. It's not available yet, but it will be available in 2 months. I'm just saying, so I need to wait a bit. Low viewing angle is not a problem for me. Very buggy. Yeah, I read so many things, although many of the things can be addressed in firmware updates, with some do. It just shows that something is not checked well there, because many people reported bugs. And I actually wrote something about link where someone really mentioned so many things. But some of the updates were released. Hopefully this will be addressed, because again, this is something that was really important in the negative part, because this display is very, very good, very recommended, and very highly rated. So yeah, Google TV, fantastic reflection rendering, great blooming performance, which I really like. Dolby Vision, HDR. Maybe people love having Dolby Vision. Some see it as a must. I really don't have experience with that, so I really can't tell you. But if it's like frame by frame, it can be very good. So yeah, it's a nice to have, but it's not a must because I don't have experience with that. So if you think it's a must, let me know. Highly praised by Tech Magazine, thumbs up by Digital Trainer, and so on. Twice the dimming zones than the U8H. This is why, if I already get one, this is very, very impressive, because there are much more dimming zones compared to the previous one. And of course, it will come with a price. Superbly low input lag, which is great for gaming. And yeah, overall, this one is a very, very good one. And this is why it's my third. May say get away from ISM, just if you want to go with, I would go with TCL. But this is very highly praised. So why do I care? If it's a good TV, that's it. I'm going to go with it. All right, we go to the TCL. This is available for me to buy right now if I want to. 55-inch VA 144, 1500 nits, FreeSync Premium. This is, by the way, based on display specifications of 240, which seems a bit low. So I don't know if this number is accurate. It seems pretty low. But some people report cold wine, which, as you can see, if you want to see what it is here. And software bugs, audio sync delay to external output pass through might help, but not for all. Judder based on reports with Netflix video. There's some people that are able to solve it, I think. Anyway, quality control issues. It seems like when you buy Hisense or TCL, there are, but some people say TCL is just better overall. But yes, Google TV, close to OLED like blacks, which is great. Dolby, really impressive blacks, by the way. Dolby Vision, IMAX Enhanced certified. Superb built-in audio with OnQ, so this is one of the best audio on any TV from what I've heard. This is one of the best QLED TV as of 2023 on ratings.com. Impressive, all right? The last one here is Sony X90K, which is recommended by many, but based on what I've seen in terms of visuals with the blooming, I don't know. I don't know. It's just in terms of brightness, blooming, just wasn't enough. So you can see here, mediocre sound started to overcome glare, which is not a problem for me. Peak brightness lower. Notice other models. Decent blooming handling and bend zone transition. Narrow viewing angle, not so good reflection. Ah, I read it twice. Other hand, excellent constant ratio. From what I've read, excellent SDR, peak brightness. If they say this is written from rating, but again, compared to other ones, it's lower. Google TV local dimming looks the same in game mode and outside it, so it's good. Overall, again, many people say it's amazing, like you can't go wrong with Sony, but for me, based on what I've seen and read, kind of aggregate everything, it was less impressive. And by the way, here the nits based on take rate on 964. All right, so these are the TVs I'm currently. If you think that I missed something that is very good, I know there are plenty, but really I checked many. Right? It's not like I only check those. I checked many. Basically, I narrowed down to these TVs. Of which one should I choose? So basically, I'm torn between those eventually. When this one comes, I think it will be more ready, the U8K. Probably many of the bugs will be solved by the time I get it, because if I'm gonna get it, let's say in 2 months, if I decide to wait, probably many of the bugs are gonna be solved because people got all the bugs, and that's why all people kind of are complaining about it. Because again, when you read things online, you see people complaining. Those who enjoy the TV don't run anything. Sometimes, they reply, but most of the things you see are people complaining about problems. So this is also, again, higher on my list. Seems like going to be amazing. As close probably as always as possible when it comes to quality, when it comes to blacks. But again, I want both the blacks and I also want the whites. I want really good brightness. S90C, again, so those two are probably not right now I can buy, and these are the highest on my list. And again, the QN90C, the reason I get the 50 is because it's VA. Above that, it's IPS. And also thinking about that 50 might be better in terms of distance to where I'm actually sitting. It's also a consideration. Although I went to the store and took a mirror with me and checked, the distance, and told myself, well, do I feel comfortable viewing the 55 from the distance? And I told myself, yes. So, but again, maybe for consuming maybe a gaming to get close, but if I want to get a larger, but if I want to get close, I can always move a bit closer. All right, something I won't be able to do if I want to get backwards from the TV with a 65, which actually stood around that it was too large for me. Now maybe if you're gonna have it after some time, you get used to it. I watch movies, it wasn't comfortable for me, and really I don't want my eye strength to and my brain to adjust or get used to something that I won't feel comfortable in the first go. I mean, maybe sometimes I can get used to it, but maybe it's not really healthy because by default I really didn't feel it's comfortable. Nonetheless, this is my decision. All right, go with 50 or 55. So which one should I get? Samsung S90C, QN90C. Burning, by the way, I'm sure it's a problem, by the way, because again, it's even written on, I think I read it on LG, where they say about burning and certain use. So it's not like it exists, it's a problem, right? Compared to if you're using LED, right? It's not something that people do get them, but again, it's certain views. I even asked some relatives about it. They have for example, the AGCX, which is an older model, I think for 2020, and they use it quite a lot for 3 to 4 hours a day, and they use, they're watching a lot of things, not computer stuff, and nothing, no problem. So this is even a more modern one. So, but again, the problem is not a problem, but it's a new technology, QD OLED. So some say it's more suspectable. The thing is, the important thing is that I've actually haven't written about it is the panel. First generation panel, a second generation. What made me also kind of think twice if I'm going to get it. How I'm sure to get a second panel, which I've heard is twice more durable and some other improvements. So yeah, I want to get the second panel, not the first panel. The way to do it if you activate the TV, but based on the serial number, some suggest that there is a way. I haven't found people who say like, this is 100%. So I can't really be sure. I'm not going to buy it just to get the first panel. So maybe it has more frequent burning issues, or more susceptible to this issue. So if I can be sure to get it, I will. The problem is that because I'm getting the 55, I can't know for sure. All right, so we'll see. We'll see about that. If I can talk with someone, something can be checked and ensure that I'm going to get it. If not, maybe if I wait into 2024, there are a higher chance that I'm actually going to get it. But should I get it? Should I get the lottery? If I get it or not, I probably won't have. I won't be able to return it. Maybe I will. I need to check with the store. If so, I don't want to get a situation when I go to the store, return it, try another one. It's not it. I'm gonna return it. I don't want to be in this situation. And basically, this is something that maybe, all right, I'm just going to wait to 2024 and in a few months, and then I'm going to find the model or something that, or maybe the chance to get this one won't be non-existent. Nonetheless, it's something that worries me and I'm thinking about it. All right, so I didn't write it here, but this is important for me. So if I'm going to go with QN90C with a 50, I'm probably going to have much less worries and thoughts and problems. I can still maybe bring my laptop and play PC games on it and do other stuff without worrying again, because it's LED, it's not OLED. So many of the worries, or maybe some of the psychological aspect of it, of maybe going to get burning, how I optimize the way I use the TV, and I read that people do it. I read it all over the place. So overall, it seems like it's really, really good in terms of blacks, in terms of brightness, in terms of size. It might be even a better fit. No judder issues at all. Fantastic in game mode, great for gaming, great for watching movies, both in bright daylight or in dim environment. It seems like really great. Like the QN90B, it was one of the best and most recommended TVs out there. So this one is like going to be it. But again, improved in certain aspects. So this is it. I'm just leaving to you to kind of help me out with this. If you can, it will help me a lot, because this is the information I got so far and compiled it. This is not all of it. I'm sure there are going to be plenty other things that other people might have mentioned. But overall, it seems like that the Samsung QN90C might be a very good thing to buy, considering everything I said. Let me know in the comment section below. You can really help me a lot. Again, I'm going to use it for movies, TV series, and from time to time I'm going to play games that might look more immersive and fun playing on a large display. But otherwise, I'm going to play on a smaller 23-inch display that I have in another room. Waiting for your comments. Again, I'm just mentioning, not everything here might be accurate. Something I got wrong, completely even wrong. I don't have experience. And this is based on what I've read, based on recommendation. So again, waiting for your comments. Please help me out. Thank you.